Just make the car.
Right, let's meet this week's guest. He's an actor, he's a comedian, he's responsible for Marion and Jeff, which I just love. Terrific television programme, and if we look down here, I think I'm right in saying he's the first Welshman we've ever had on. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Brydon! Now, we know the Scottish have given us really everything that matters in the world.
Yes.
And it would be cheap to say the Welsh have given us nothing.
Here we go, yes.
No, really, because we were working it out. Really, the Welsh have given the theatre everybody. Burton, Zeta-Jones, Hopkins.
Yes, but, you see, you forget the big names, the big theatrical media names. Sian Lloyd, the weather girl.
Yeah, she's...
H from Steps.
Is he Welsh as well?
Yeah, I think H, actually, he's got a sort of mini Graceland now up in North Wales, where he comes from, and they get up to 6 or 7 visitors a year.
It is an astonishing thing. When you think about the great performances, it is Hopkins at the National and it is Burton at the Old Vic, whatever. You not really been there, have you? You're more famous for your car advertisement voiceovers. He is. Every time you hear a car advert on the television, I can pretty much guarantee he is the voice. But how many have you done now? There's the Ford Mondeo Tom and Jerry, that was you.
I think that's still running, yeah.
That's still running?
Yeah.
And what were the other ones?
I think the Renault Scenic at the moment.
How does that one go? I've forgotten it.
OK, you have to have quiet for it, ready? In the recent NCAP Euro crash tests, only one car in its class got 5 stars for safety. The new Renault Scenic.
It's him! Now, Marion and Jeff, I can't tell you how much I love it.
Thank you.
I do, and it's not just being nice because it's you and, you know, you're visiting England and everything. I really genuinely... I just can't miss it. There's a chap that's telling me here, he's just the same. He just can't miss this thing. What gave you the idea? Have you seen it? It's basically, you're a sort of minicab driver, graduated now to be a chauffeur, and talking about your miserable life.
Well, Keith Barrett is his name, and his wife Marion has left him for a man called Jeff. So in the first series, he was a minicab driver. In the second series, he's graduated to become a chauffeur. And he just sits there telling you about his life. But he always sees the sort of silver lining. Somebody once said in a newspaper thing, he'd see the silver lining in a mushroom cloud. So.
He would, and it's just, the thing is, it's not comedy, is it? I mean, I want to show a clip of Marion and Jeff, because I love it, OK? And it's the bit where he's explaining what he would do if he were attacked by a terrorist.
So what I do, as a middle ground, I keep it under the seat. It belonged to my dad. It's a machete. And that's there as needs be. That's there as needs be, so... like that. So I spot trouble. I do keep an eye in the mirror. I look in the mirror. So here comes the terrorist. And I'm down. And I'm there. The fear is that I knock myself out on the steering wheel, or that I inadvertently set off the airbag. Let's just do that one more time. Relaxed. Mirror, mirror, terrorist. Down! Out! Up! It's not foolproof.
Now,
that's my mum.
For a man who has made his name in a car and by advertising them,
yes,
I have to say, no, I'm not going to let you off this. You have had the most wretched car history of anyone I've ever met. You start off, where were we? Radio DJ.
BBC Radio Wales. Good morning.
You bought yourself a Volkswagen Polo.
Brand new.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Things going well. Your next car is a third-hand Vauxhall Carlton. What God's name possessed you to do that?
You know, my dad came across it, you know, it was reasonably priced. It was a big brown Vauxhall Carlton. Wait, let me finish. It was a big brown Vauxhall Carlton, and the inside was a kind of creamy sort of biscuit colour. It was velour, the seats. It was a nice car. It got me from A to B. That was not the worst of my cars.
What, you're trying to say the green Sierra?
Yeah, that was the worst of the cars.
What possessed you to do that?
Well, my dad came across it, you know, it was a good price.
Did you branch out on your own for the 1992 Ford Escort?
Now, the 1992 Ford Escort, I thought, and I don't know anything about cars, was quite a sexy little car. I quite liked it, actually.
Have you ever actually watched Top Gear? Because you might...
I've never seen a whole one, no. It clashes with Heartbeat, OK, which goes against you.
But I do make a special effort to watch Marion and Jeff. You should try and watch one all the way through. Because after the Escort, you're not going to believe this, ladies and gentlemen.
I know what you're going to say now, yeah, OK.
A Mitsubishi Charisma. Why on earth did you buy one of those?
Well, my dad came across it. By this time, my dad was and is working for Mitsubishi.
What did you do to upset your dad so much, though, over the years? It's that Rob, he's come round, I've got another magnificent car for him.
No, you're a snob.
And make no bones about it. I want to rescue people from bad cars.
I've already been rescued. I've got an Audi A4 convertible. What more do you want?
Well, what's happened to the Charisma?
I've given it to my girlfriend.
So you bought a petrol-engined Audi A4 convertible?
Yeah, yeah.
You see, it's a nice car. I mean, don't let anyone sit in the back.
Why?
Anyone who sits in the back of a four-seater convertible looks like Hitler. He was the only man, or maybe Mussolini...
He was the only man who looked good in the back of a four-seater convertible.
He was. You need to just bear that. If somebody says, oh, I'll go in the back, advise against it. Advise they go on the bus or something.
OK.
Now, it is time, I think, to start looking at your performance, really, today. You're probably, actually, come to think of it, the first person ever to drive that. I think, yes, it's a nice car. Yes. Shall we see how you got on?
Yeah.
Now, I should explain, before we start, we did put the camera today in the Marion and Jeff position
on the
for
other
you,
side,
so that you were able to, if you felt the need, because we knew you'd be out there some time, getting round the lap, to do a little bit of Marion and Jeff for us. Here we go. Well, wheel spin start. First time with wheel spin?
Yeah.
I have to say, all around, a very nice ride.
That's very smooth.
And I wouldn't be at all surprised to hear that Jeff has got himself one of these as well. Having a bit of fun, taking the kids out with him, my little smashers. I think they'd have a lovely time together. All of them chanting in the back, singing songs. Oh.
Now, this is where you'll be caught out.
You know what?
No, you stayed online.
Oh, sugar babies. There we go. Right, I'm doing 75 miles an hour.
Final corner, Michael Gambon. Ladies and gentlemen, he's across the line now.
You know, before I came on, in my little heart, I mean, going, oh, maybe I was quite fast. I wasn't, was I?
Well, where would you like to be?
I'd like to beat Steve, for obvious reasons.
Coogan?
Yeah.
Steve Coogan.
Steve
he produces
Coogan, yeah.
your show, and you are mates. I am aware of this. Well, he did it in 1 minute 54 seconds. Soaking wet day, I remember that. Absolutely pouring with rain. But we do say that if it were dry, you go 4 seconds faster. So he's at a 1 minute 50. You'd like to beat him. Let me tell you something. Realistically, that was never going to happen, was it?
Oh, don't say that.
But it did.
Seriously?
You went faster than that. You want to know something more amazing? You did it in 1 minute, 48 seconds. It's astonishing but true. It's OK if Jodie or Jay, if you're watching, he was 0.6. So
I don't
actually fits in just there in 3rd place.
I'm speechless.
Are you really expecting to get a Christmas card from Coogan this year? I think not.
I'm almost crying.
That is honestly, for the worst car buyer we've ever had, one of the greatest drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Brydon.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.